So what to do with leftover wallpaper? I showed you in a video before, I will link it down below in the info box, and I created junk journal cards. So this is one project I did. So I created many of these junk journal cards. I just laid down a piece of book page, covered the back with some tea-dyed paper, or this is some dyed paper I bought, but I dyed paper by myself. And then I used a bit of cardstock. I don't have one at hand. So let's see, let's pretend this is a piece of cardstock. Maybe this side. Then I put on some acrylic paint, and then I just went over the whole thing so that this structure and this pattern is standing out a bit more. And then I used some stamps like this one, stencils, and then I went on with the same leftover cardstock, for example from fruit packaging, put on some acrylic paint and went over my stencil. So this is how I created these backgrounds. And then I put on some stickers, or these are fuzzy cuts. And I used a bit of, let's see if I can show you. Maybe it's better visible here. So this is 3D. So let's see, maybe if I come a bit closer to the camera. So I used a bit of leftover things like this from the other project. So these are leftover pieces of foam. I have all these little offcuts. And I put them underneath my stickers, or in this case underneath my papers, my fuzzy cuts, so that a few of them are 3D. So in this case, this is 3D, this and this part. And this is just glued on right onto the card. So here are a few examples. Maybe you can see this flower is standing up a bit. And this flower bouquet too. And this card is glued down right onto the page. So here are another few examples. This is standing up, this is standing up. This is the back. And some more examples. This is 3D, this is 3D, and this is just glued on. This is the back. So I will show you how to do this in this video. So I explained in the other video how to do the background, as I explained to you right now. But I showed you more things you can do. Then I sewed around the edges to give it more structure and more to look at. And I prepared 2 cards, which are left over. Nothing of these things are glued on yet. So we will do this together in this video. First of all, I want to ink up all the edges. I will use my Distress Oxide Gathered Tricks, and I will speed the process up to you in a moment for you. This is the inking tool. You can use a makeup sponge as well, and I will just go all around the edges of this little embellishments to make them stand out more and to make them look a bit more vintagey. And yes, I have 2 pink cutting mats. So this is my old one in A4, and I got this to my birthday. Thanks, Julia. This is a 2 size, I think, so 45 by 60 centimeters. Okay, let's inking up, and then I will show you how you receive this 3D effect. This is just a broken label. I think it's a really real leather, and it says Hundefreund, so dog's friend, and it was broken. I received it from a friend to reuse it in my projects. This is already 3D, so I thought this would be perfect for this little project. So now everything is inked up, and it's in its place where it is pretend to be. Let's stay over a tiny little bit because this is very thick. Maybe I can cut this part off a bit. So when you decided where all your pieces would have to stay, you have to decide which piece you want to make 3D, so which piece you want to make stand out. So of course you can use your focal piece, so like in this case the woman and this, what is it saying, Mercantile National Bank, something like this. is the focal piece, but I want only one piece to stand out. So I think I want to let stand out the stamp and this National Bank ticket thing, or the woman and this city bakery thing with the horse. I don't know how you call this. In German it's Kutsche. I would have to look it up. I will look it up and put it right onto here, onto the screen. But I'm filming with my handy, with my smartphone, and I cannot look it up right now. So we will see. I have not decided yet. So let's work on this. I want to glue this on flat because this is 3D. I think I want to... I think I want to have the butterfly 3D and maybe the cup as well. I don't know if I want the plant to be 3D. So let's get started with this, where I am already knowing a bit. I will use my Fabrifix glue, permanent adhesive glue, permanent fabric adhesive, paper to paper, fabric to fabric, fabric to paper, unpaid advertising as always. Okay, this looks okay to me, just because this glue is so good. It's a bit expensive, but it's really good. And because I have a structured underlay, I don't want to use a regular glue stick or something like this. I want to use a strong glue. Maybe I can clean this up a bit. Okay, this looks good. You can take a photo before you glue on your things. When you do something like a collage, it is usually the thing people do, I would say, to keep in mind where they put things when they are starting to gluing things down. But in this case, it will work out without a photo for me, because the things are not overlapping too much. I try to get all the edges to make it stand very well in place. Just put this into the middle. So that's it for our middle piece. Okay, this is already 3D, so let's just see where we want this. And of course, this Hundefreund, so dog's friend, and use minus soap, and this plants have nothing to do with each other, but I don't mind. For me, it does not have to make sense. It just makes sense to have fun and to have something for your journals as a little addition. So of course you can make these things more themed. I already know I wanted these two pieces stay together. Tiny little glue drop will be enough. Oops, way enough. I put it on the front. I searched on the back. Okay, put on our tiny little butterfly. So that it looks at it as it is a one image, to say so. Okay, let's strive for a tiny little moment. Okay, this looks good. Then I will use some of my leftover foam. Let's see how much is needed. Okay, this is way enough. I just cut it to the size I wanted to. There is self-adhesive foam on the market, so available on the market, but I just have this usual foam. I wanted to do some junk journal covers with it, so I bought it. And I just use glue. If you have self-adhesive foam, you don't have to do the step I do right now. I'm just deciding if I want some here. I think I want a bit more foam at the edges. We will see. We have enough of this material. Maybe a tiny piece over here. And this piece over here. This would be fine. I will just use double-sided tape because I have this at hand. Of course, you can glue it on with your Fabrifix glue or something, but I want to get, not rid, but I want to use up the stuff I have left or lying around at home. So I just use what I have. So this will stay in place because I glued pardon me, I glued the foam on the the smooth surface of the paper, but because this is a rough surface, I want to use my Fabrifix glue again and just glue it on like this. Now I have to decide if I want my not paper, yes it is paper, my plant to stick out a bit. I think it will be a bit, I like it, I don't know. Okay, no, I will glue it on straight, so I does not have to think of all these little things or what to do. On the back side there's a bit of writing because I used it to write a letter to a friend, not only on this piece but on really many pieces. So I will not show you the writing, but I will just put on some glue on the back side and then put it down. Oh, and a little side note, because I told you this was part of a letter I wrote. And why do I have a letter I wrote at my home? So my pen pal and I, we are not only pen pals, we are friends on the usual stage or on the usual friends as well, but we live not near to each other, but there are, I think, something like 400 kilometers or so between our two homes. So we stay in touch, writing letters and using our smartphones. And we visit each other 2 or 3 times a year, something like this. And we decided that she wanted to give me back all the letters I wrote to her. She gave them back to me, and I reused the letters I wrote to her and the letters she wrote to me. So things like this, so decorative pieces, so that I can reuse them after the letter was read and answered and finished. So this is why I have some of these things. So now this is our card ready. We have 2 3D elements. They have to dry for a bit of time because this is such a kind of plastic surface, I think you can call it. So paper will dry very quick and fabric too, but this has to take a few more minutes. So that just puts this aside and go on to the next piece. I still did not decide. I think I want to have these pieces standing out. Yes, I think I will do it this way, just going with the flow. Okay, so let's glue down this little lady. So these are the 2 cards we embellished today. Hopefully you can see that this is a 3D effect. I think you can see it when I show it to you like this. It's better visible and feelable. Do you say feelable? You can feel it in real life. Maybe this is showing up a bit. And I don't mind the color of the backing material, green, red, everything I had at hand. I tried to reuse as much stuff as possible. And of course, so this is glued down straight, so it is 3D and it can get stuck, but there is nothing which can catch under here. Of course, there can get, these things are only paper, so they are very thin. I have to lay them down for a bit more time to dry, give them time to dry. So when you put them into your journal, they can get stuck and they can get ripped. So this is something you have to keep in mind. I just wanted to use these pieces of paper because I love them so much. Maybe you will back them onto something stronger, maybe a bit of your leftover wallpaper, which is a bit stronger, maybe on a leftover piece of cardstock from food packaging, something like this. I did not do this in this video, but the way I envisioned to use these cards, of course, as journaling cards, to write from something from your daily life, write a letter to your pen pal, to put memories onto it, keep memories, put on photos, tickets from your daily life, everything will go. You can paint on the back, you can collage on the back, you can use it as an art journal page where the back side is usable and the front is already decorated, something like this. And the way I envisioned to use this specific cards, because of this 3D effect and this risk of getting stuck anywhere in the journal, is when I have a journal and I have a big pocket. So of course it has to be big because these cards are very big because of the size of the book page. Of course you can use smaller cards, anything will go. You can make tags, you can let hang something from here, and so on and so on. There are many ways what you can do. And the way I envisioned it was to have a junk journal with a big pocket, a wide pocket, and maybe a bit of a deeper pocket, and then put it into this pocket. Of course, the things at the top, when they are not protected, they can get ripped, so you have to be a bit careful. But I think nobody is running to a junk journal and just ripping it apart, so you are a bit careful when using this. So this is the thing you have to keep in mind when creating things like this. But I think it gives a little bit of extra something and specialty in your junk journals. So hopefully you enjoyed the video of today, and I hope it gave you a bit of inspiration, and maybe you will try out this thing for your own, and tell me in the comments if you already tried it out, if you ran into some issues, if it worked out fine, how do you would you like to use this card, anything like this. I would love to read all of your comments and answer them. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more junk journal ephemera and embellishing videos and a few bullet journal videos. Bye!